Dear students, how are you? Okay, welcome to the class of English core, class 12th. Dear students, I hope all of you are well, fine, and you are going to learn something today. Dear students, Lost Spring Stories of Stolen Childhood is a very interesting story in our syllabus, particularly in literature section. Every year questions are asked from this story and we are supposed to answer those questions. Today we will learn this story, part 1, and I hope you will enjoy learning. Before I start this lesson, let's know about the author of this story, Anees Jung. Students, Anees Jung was born in Rourkela in 1964. She spent her childhood and adolescence in Hyderabad. She received her education in Hyderabad and in the United States of America. She inherits the literary tradition from her parents, who were both writers. Anees Jung began her career as a writer in India. She has been an editor and columnist for major newspapers in India and abroad. She has been the editor of Youth Times, and she is the author of several books, including Unveiling India, Night of the New Moon, Seven Sisters, and Breaking the Silence. Dear students, the story which we are going to read, which we are going to learn today, Lost Spring, it is an excerpt from her book titled Lost Spring Stories of Stolen Childhood. In this story, writer Anees Jung analyzes the grinding poverty and traditions which condemn these children to a life of exploitation. These children are denied the opportunity of schooling and forced into labor early in life. The plight of these street children is portrayed beautifully in the story. Dear students, before I take you to the theme, let's see this slide. There is a comparison between education and child labor. At one side, left side of the slide, you see the students who are in a very happy mood. They are dancing, they are singing, they are making victory sign. In the picture below, the left side, you see students are sitting in a classroom, they are doing various activities, they are engaged in learning. Each and every moment of their life is meaningful. In the second side of the same slide, you see there are children who are of the same age group, but they are doing different sort of work. Instead of having textbooks, instead of having school bags in their hands, they are working. We can say that they are the victim of child labor. So there is a big mismatch in education and child labor in the society. Now come to the theme of the story, Lost Spring. The Lost Spring highlights the plight of street children who are forced into labor early in the life and denied the opportunity of schooling. Spring is the best season of a year, being full of color, fragrance, and freshness. It is also a season of renewal and growth. It is a symbol of beauty, joy, and happiness. In order to clarify these points, I would like to show you another graphic. Now see, this is a life season tree. In this picture, entire human life is divided into four different seasons. We have four seasons in a year, naming spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Likewise, we see a life. The spring part of a season is known as childhood part of a life. Then summer is known as youth. Then autumn is shown as middle age in the tree, and winter is known as old age. Winter season is known as old age. Here lost spring means loss of freedom and joy, involvement in menial jobs, physical and mental sufferings, and no access to education. You see the graphic, the children, they are running and they are simply, you know, they are compelled to work as a rag picker, and they have no access to education. Coming to the theme, the second paragraph, the childhood of human life is often likened to spring, as we have seen in the same picture, as it marks the beginning of human life and has a tremendous scope for growth. It is full of cheerfulness, play, and entertainment. Children anywhere in the world are a source of happiness. But ironically, millions of children like Sahib and Mukesh experience no spring or no happiness in their lives, as their childhood is consumed in making a living. Education, comfort, and pleasure are not made for them. They are compelled to work to support themselves and their families. Dear students, the story Lost Spring has raised three burning issues. First, child labor. Second issue is exploitation in the name of traditions. And third point is corruption by those in power and position. Lost Spring refers to those moments of childhood which should be full of happiness, growth, and carefree spirit, and which had been snatched from the children of Simapuri and Firozabad. The title Lost Spring justifies the story which sensitizes the people toward these poor children. It emphasizes the need to save the childhood of these poor children and provide them with their basic rights of a decent life and good education. There now, students, I think already you have seen this slide. Education and child labor. There is a comparison given before you. You have already gone through with it. The next slide, we have discussed about life season tree. Then, yes, see, this is the scenario which is given in story number 1 in the title Lost Spring. The first part of the story is sometimes I find a rupee in a garbage. Now the story is about the rag pickers of Simapuri locality in our national capital Delhi. See, children are collecting rags. They are already running. They are standing on the heap of garbage. So this is the situation where the child, who is also known as the future of a nation, is working as a rag picker. Now we have to see the summary of this story, the part one story. Sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. The first part of the story, Lost Spring, tells the writer's impressions about the life of the poor rag pickers. These rag pickers have migrated from Dhaka and found a settlement in Simapuri area of Delhi. Their fields and homes had been swept away by storms. They had come to the big city to find a living. They are poor. The writer watches Sahib-e Alam. Dear students, Sahib-e Alam, who is the main character in story number 1, Sahib-e Alam means Lord of the Universe. Every morning is scrounging for gold in her neighborhood. Survival in Simapuri means rag picking. So Sahib Alam is the name of a rag picker who is working as a rag picker. Garbage is a means of survival for the elders, and for the children it is something wrapped in wonder. Students, the children come across a coin or two from it. These people have desires and ambitions, but they do not know the way to achieve them. There are quite a few things that are unreachable to them, namely shoes, tennis, and the like. Later, Sahib joins a tea stall where he could earn 800 rupees and all the meals. The job has taken away his freedom. Really, the situation, the condition of these rag pickers, which is mentioned in the story, is very painful, very touching. Now, see the locality where the children of Simapuri live. It is a slum area full of garbage and thrown away materials. In this slide, you can easily feel the presence of poverty everywhere. In every nook and corner, you are easily going to acquainted with the grinding poverty which is going on in the locality of Simapuri. Okay, moving to the next slide. Here are some words which came in our discussion also, which are supposed to be written by you. You have to know the meaning of these words. First word is encounter. Meaning is meet unexpectedly. Second word is scrounging. In the previous slide, you have seen Sahib Alam every morning is scrounging for gold. Scrounging means collecting or searching for. Then library in a convincing manner. Bleak. Bleak means not encouraging. Perpetual. Perpetual means continuing for a long time. The next word is squatter. Squatter means persons who are living in a place without the permission of the owner. And periphery. Periphery means outer side. Dear students, when you read the text, when you read the story line by line, you will find several words which may be difficult to understand, but you have to know their meaning and you have to work on them. From previous year, one reading extract has been included by the CBSE from prose lessons also. Previously, we have stanzas from the poetry section, but from the previous year, these extracts have been included in our syllabus and they will have a weightage of 4 marks. It means there will be 4 very short answer type questions and you are supposed to write their answers after proper reading of the given paragraph. So this paragraph has been taken from the page number 16 of your textbook Flamingo, lesson 2. Now you have to read the given extract and answer the following questions. When you can find a silver coin in a heap of garbage, you don't stop scrounging for there is hope of finding more. It seems that for children, garbage has a meaning different from what it means to their parents. Now there are questions. Question number 1. Scrounging was equivalent to treasure hunt for them. Whether this sentence is true or false. Yes, very good. Your answer is correct. This sentence is true. The second question, there is a blank given in the sentence. At times, children find, then there is a blank in the garbage. So, what is the most appropriate word? That is silver coins. So, the answer is at times children find silver coins in the garbage. And third question is garbage is a means of survival for, then again there is a blank. So, means for survival for elders and for children. For children, it is wrapped up in wonder. So you will find it in the next paragraph also. The last question is find a word from the extract that means search. So the answer of this question is scrounge. Okay. I think students you have already got the meaning of this extract as well as these answers and questions are clear to you. Let's see the next slide. Yes, again there is a paragraph and it has been taken from page number 15 of your textbook Flamingo, lesson 2, part 1. My acquaintance with the barefoot children leads me to Simapuri, a place on the periphery of Delhi, yet miles away from it metaphorically. Those who live here are squatters who came from Bangladesh back in 1971. Saheb's family is among them. So there are 4 questions and every question has a weightage of 1 mark. So read these questions very carefully because you have to give their answers very clearly. Question number 1, the author was, then there is a blank, with the rag pickers. In the very first line answer is given, the author was acquainted with the rag pickers. Acquainted, you know, was well aware of them. She knew them well. The second question, Simapuri, though near Delhi, is nowhere like it. Whether this sentence is true or false. Very good. Your answer is correct. This sentence is true. Yes. Then third question is Simapuri is known as, then there is a blank, for rag pickers and squatters. And the perfect word, the correct word which you have to write here is habitat. So Simapuri is known as habitat for rag pickers and squatters. The fourth question is Simapuri is at the outer border of Delhi. Pick out a word from the extract for the underlined meaning. So the outer border means the correct word is periphery. The right answer is periphery. So these are the 2 extracts taken from first part of the story, Lost Spring. Dear students, I hope you are getting these points, getting my views very easily, very clearly. Let's see what is given in the next slide. There are some questions given. They are short answer type questions. After reading these lines of the textbook, you are in a good position to answer the questions. So question number 1, these are short answer type questions and they have a weightage of 2 marks and the word limit is 30 to 40 words. So note down all these questions. These are textual questions which are given in your book also. They have to be read by you very carefully and very sincerely. What is Sahib looking for in the garbage dumps? Where is he and where has he come from? So the answer of this question is garbage is gold for Sahib. He is looking for a rupee coin in it. Apart from money, he finds other valuable objects from this garbage. He lives at Simapuri, at the periphery of Delhi. His parents have migrated from a village in Bangladesh. So, Sahib is looking for in the garbage means he is looking for a rupee coin in it. And he is from Bangladesh. The second question, what explanation does the author offer for the children not wearing footwear? The answer is thousands of children in our country belong to the underprivileged classes. They are too poor to afford footwear. Some of them give tradition as an excuse to remain barefoot. But the author thinks it to be just a fake excuse. Actually, children are so poor that they have no capacity to purchase footwear from the shops. Question number 3. What does the reference to chappals in Lost Spring tell us about the economic condition of the rag pickers? So the answer of this question is, this tells us that the children walked barefoot everywhere due to lack of money and not because it was a tradition. Sadly, it was their poverty that forced them to remain barefoot. Really, the condition of rag pickers of Simapuri is very worse, which is mentioned in the story by the writer Anish Chand. Let's see what is given in the next slide. Yes, as I told you, the main character of story 1 is Sahib Alam. And in the first picture, you see the child who is carrying tea may be similarized with Sahib Alam. Then children who are working at different places. Below that picture you see a child is collecting rags, having polythene bags, and the picture which is given at right side, a girl is carrying, she is working as a laborer. So these are the grim pictures of a society which make us sad, and the condition of children is very critical. You can see these pictures which are explaining the poverty, the poor condition, the poor work culture of these children. The next slide, again some short answer questions are there. Question number 4, is Sahib happy working at the tea stall? Explain. So answer of this question is, now if you see the graphic, the picture, you will see, is there any smile on the face of Sahib, the boy who is carrying tea? No. So the answer is no. Sahib is not happy working at the tea stall. Though he is now earning rupees 800 per month along with 2 times meal, yet he has lost the carefree look at his face. He is no longer his own master and has lost his freedom. Previously, when he was working as a rag picker, still he has a freedom to play with his friends, to work as per his choice. But when he got a job at tea stall, rupees 800 were given to him per month along with 2 times meal, his liberty was snatched by his owner. He was compelled to work throughout the day by his owner. So he lost his freedom. Question number 5. What was Sahib's full name? Why was it ironical? Sometimes this question is given in another way. What is irony in the name of Sahib Alam? So answer is Sahib's full name was Sahib Alam, which means the Lord of the universe. But on the contrary, Sahib was a victim of poverty. He lived in a slum and was not able to get proper meal. He was a rag picker. So the name of Sahib is highly ironical. A big contrast is there. Sahib Alam, Lord of the universe. And what is reality? That Sahib Alam is working as a rag picker. Question number 6. Why had the rag pickers come to live in Simapuri? We have already discussed this matter in the theme. Answer of this question is the rag pickers are migrants from Bangladesh. They have been living in Simapuri since 1971. They have no identity and no permit. They only have ration cards that get their names on the voters list and enable them to buy grain. These are refugees from Bangladesh who came and settled in Simapuri many years ago. Question number 7. What does garbage mean to the children of Simapuri and to their parents? Very good question, very important question. Answer of this question is garbage is gold to the rag pickers because in the garbage they hope to get something useful for them, or some money or some articles which can be sold at the junk shop to fetch them money. For the rag pickers, garbage is the means of their livelihood. For children of the rag pickers, garbage is wrapped in wonder. They find new things in the garbage every day. So there are two different meanings related to garbage. One meaning is for the children, another one is for the elders of their families. Really very painful situation is given in the story. Sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. Now see, you can see the fingers, the hand of this child who is searching something from plastic bottle, within plastic bottles and thrown away materials. Actually this garbage is equivalent to gold to them. And there is a statement in the story also, garbage to them is gold. They haven't seen gold in their real life, but whatever happy moments they have seen, it is a gift of that garbage heap only. Let's see what is given in next slide. Yes, there are some long answer type questions, and dear students, these questions are very important because board exam, these questions have a weightage of 6 marks and they are supposed to be written in 120 to 150 words. So you have to elaborate these questions. First question is, garbage to them is gold. How do rag pickers of Simapuri survive? As we have seen in the previous picture, garbage to them is gold. Rag pickers of Simapuri survive in pathetic conditions where living each day is a challenge. These squatters came from Bangladesh way back in 1971. They live in substandard conditions where there is no food, electricity and drinking water. Their houses are made of mud with roofs of tin and tarpaulin. Simapuri is devoid of basic amenities. Garbage to them is gold and the only means of survival. Their conditions also condemn them to a life of poverty and exploitation. Children grow up with them and are their partners in survival, and survival in Simapuri means rag picking. Children look at garbage as something wrapped in wonder. as they find a silver coin or a rupee sometimes. But for adults, it is their livelihood, their daily bread. Life of rag pickers of Simapuri is ridden with misery and abject poverty. So this question has a weightage of 6 marks, and you have to read this question, read the text properly. You will be in a better position to write very good answer. Dear students, let's see the next slide. Now see, as we discussed in the previous answer, garbage wrapped in wonder for these children. Now they are searching something. In the picture you can see they are searching something which is more valuable than gold to them, because by selling, by giving it to the junk shop, they will get some coins, some rupees. Next slide. Yes, there's question number 2. For the children it is wrapped in wonder, for the elders it is a means of survival. What kind of life do the rag pickers of Simapuri lead? Now there are two different meanings regarding garbage. We have already discussed. Now see the answer. Rag pickers of Simapuri survive in pathetic conditions where living each day is a challenge. These squatters came from Bangladesh way back in 1971. They live in substandard conditions where there is no food, electricity and drinking water. Their houses are made of mud with roofs of tin and tarpaulin. Simapur is devoid of basic amenities. Garbage to them is gold and the only means of survival. Their traditions also condemn them to a life of poverty and exploitation. Children grow up with them and are their partners in survival, and survival in Simapuri means rag picking. Now children look at garbage as something wrapped in wonder as they find a silver coin or a rupee sometimes. But for adults, it is their livelihood, their daily bread. Life of rag pickers of Simapuri is ridden with misery and abject poverty. It means life has become very critical to them. Survival has become impossible to them. There is no hope of recovery. Let's see the next slide. Dear students, there are some additional questions which you have to read properly and try your best to write the answers. Question number 1. Give a brief account of life and activities of the people like Saib Alam settled in Simapuri. Question number 2. Simapuri, a place on the periphery of Delhi, yet miles away from it metaphorically. Explain. This question is very important question. Simapuri, a place on the periphery of Delhi, yet miles away from it metaphorically. What does it mean? Simapuri, which is a part of national capital, at the border side of Delhi, but it is miles away from development. Simapuri lacks basic amenities. What are basic amenities? Road, electricity, hospital, schools. These are the basic, requirements, daily needs of a person. And if these institutions are not available, what type of life we can expect? That's why Simapuri locality is very poor. The people are living in slums. A lot of disease and other problems are there. So you have to write this answer in this manner. Third and last question under additional question section is, survival in Simapuri means rag picking. Comment. Survival in Simapuri means rag picking. What does it mean? If you want to survive in Simapuri, you have to work as a rag picker. This job has been branded upon them. This situation is really very bad. The graphic which is given just below the question is clarifying the entire situation. So, dear students, with an appeal to stop child labor, with an appeal to spread awareness, with an appeal to make each one teach one, we must work for these children because they are responsibility of our society. We have to work for the betterment of each and every child of our society. So we have to give education, we have to give them knowledge, because power of knowledge can make them successful in their life. With this, we come to an end to this lesson, part 1. Read the story again, and if you have any doubt, any problems, you will share it to me, you will tell it to me, or you have to convey it to me through proper way, through proper channel. Thank you.